Welcome back to SmackDown Live, and we're kicking it off with Oney Lorcan, former NXT champion. Oh god, that's a rough start. But Oney Lorcan going to be starting off tonight's show in singles competition. Oh dear. And not the first time that we're going to be seeing him tonight. But The Fiend is here on SmackDown. He's not going to be at WrestleMania, which is unfortunate. But he said that, well, the sort of saner side of Bray Wyatt, the sort of non-Fiend side, has said that he doesn't care about WrestleMania. He cares about next season and making a pleasant impact on SmackDown Live, or Raw, or NXT, or whatever brand he ends up getting drafted to. And no comment on the Code of Honor side of things over on Raw. So I mentioned that it wouldn't be the first time that we see The Fiend here tonight, and that's because his sort of partner in crime, I don't really know what they are to each other. They're sort of multiverse associates. But Matt Hardy will be taking on current #1 contender for the WWE belt, EC3, later on tonight. And I believe he will be flanked by Bray Wyatt. So let's hope that Bray Wyatt can enter that match with... well, I don't really know. I don't really know what he's here for. I don't know what his goal is. He's just kind of here to cause a little bit of destruction and pain to people. And Matt Hardy is willing to help him. But The Fiend, so far, oh my god, with a running crossbody to Oney Lorcan, he's been pretty damn dominant against the hard hitter, Star Destroyer Oney Lorcan. So we actually haven't seen The Fiend all that much. We've only seen him, I believe, once, and that was in tag action with Matt Hardy. Oh no, we've seen him twice, pardon me. He was in the Elimination Chamber match. Oh, he seemed to be groping Capaldi a little bit there. But we saw him in the Chamber match, where he did incredibly well, eliminating, I think, 3 people, which was absolutely mental. But unfortunately didn't pick up the win there. Doesn't matter. The Fiend is still a thing that is evolving at the moment. Like I said, he doesn't actually know what he wants. Or at least I assume he doesn't. I certainly don't. One thing's for sure, he wants to put an end to Oney Lorcan. Oney Lorcan, though, showing some resistance, and there's an inverted suplex. Dropping The Fiend Wyatt down onto his face there. And now, sidewalk slam, managing to pick up the weight of Wyatt. Wyatt, though, straight back to his feet, and there's a thunderous STO. And just like that, Bray Wyatt's back on top of things. And a mandible claw to the face of Oney Lorcan. Oh my god! The hand being pushed down the throat of Oney. Oney kicking and thrashing about there. His limbs moving a little bit slower, though. And just like that, The Fiend has put down Oney Lorcan. Moving on, we've got some tag division action, but from the women's side of things, we've got current SmackDown Women's Champion Mickie James, who will be fighting Nia Jax at WrestleMania for the belt. And we're going to be seeing who she's going to be teaming up with tonight, and who she's going to be facing. And Paul Heyman has chosen a fitting partner in the form of Nia Jax, winner of the Women's Royal Rumble, the first ever Women's Royal Rumble. She chose Mickie James as her opponent, moving over to SmackDown to do so. And Paul Heyman, I guess, maybe finds it a little bit humorous to team these two up to see whether they can get along, or whether disaster will strike. And from NXT, Dakota Kai, current NXT #1 contender for that NXT Women's Championship. She's going to be fighting Maria Kanellis next week on the big final NXT show. But she's out here alone at the moment. Has she got a partner? And she has a return for Tegan Nox. Team Kick has been reformed here on SmackDown Live. This could mean massive things for next season. So here we go. Mickie James, current SmackDown Women's Champ, and Dakota Kai there, #1 contender for the NXT belt. It's going to be one hell of a little weekend, or a couple of shows for these women. All in championship matches apart from Tegan Nox. But next season is certainly going to be shaping up to have one hell of a solid women's division across all 3 brands, with Tegan Nox now back in the scene, and Team Kick. Hopefully, if the women's tag belts do branch over into next season, then Team Kick can make one hell of an impact. Hopefully, with Dakota Kai being NXT champion as well. Back suplex attempt though, but Mickie James with a flip out of it, and a running forearm lays out Dakota Kai. We've got a veteran here in the form of Mickie James. I think she was the underdog in that triple threat match. After that poor build-up, she struggled to get on top of things. Mostly fluke wins, but she certainly proved herself in that match. And then fighting Charlotte Flair at Royal Quest just cemented her position as SmackDown Women's Champion. I want to make a little reminder before we get too far into this match that the sort of back end of this season since Survivor Series has been quite short, because I've been playing catch up. I will endlessly apologise for that, but next season will be the full length of a normal Universe Mode calendar, and there will be plenty going on, because I'll be able to keep up with it all. But now we've got Mickie James with a Rana off the top, and Nikki Nia catches her into a powerbomb, and oh my god, repeated powerbomb there, slamming down Dakota Kai. Bigger than her. Oh my god, and this assault, kick-based offense is what she's known for. You can see both members of Team Kick currently wielding knee braces, almost matching knee braces after their previous injuries. And kick to the midsection there. Dakota Kai with a sunset flip powerbomb, dumping Nia Jax. And Dakota now trying to goad Nia Jax back into that corner, and she manages to. Tag made to Tegan Nox. Tegan Nox went out with an injury just before SummerSlam. Kick to the face of Nia Jax. Fantastic teamwork, and there's an Enziguri, but Nia doesn't go down from it. Oh my god, and a thunderous clothesline taking down Tegan Nox, and now tag made to Mickie James. What an opportunity now for Tegan Nox to put in a good showing against SmackDown Women's Champion. But Mickie James fighting back, forearm strike, Irish whip into the corner, could be looking for a quick tag, but no, goes for a monkey flip. And Tegan Nox laid out in the centre of the ring. Tegan Nox and Mickie James on the outside of the ring now. Kick to the midsection there from Nox to James. An arm drag taking her down onto that mat. Oh my god, and a thunderous Enziguri sends Mickie James down to the floor. We're at a count of 5 at the moment. Tegan Nox calling for something. She's not got much run-up room. Oh my god, and a tope over the top. And Tegan Nox with a really rough landing. You can see her there holding the healthy knee, but managing to make it back up to her feet. It's always a scare when a previous injury comes lurking back, and Mickie James talking about lurking, trying to get over to Nia, who wanted to make the tag. Oh, and what a combination from Tegan Nox. Trying her best to keep on top of things here, but Mickie James now, elbow to that bad knee that she landed on, and another monkey flip, trying to use a speed advantage over Tegan Nox. Tegan Nox got Mickie James now right where she wants her. There's a super kick to Mickie James. Holy shit. And Nia Jax not looking like she really wants to get in the ring now. Tag made to Dakota Kai. Uh-oh. And a team kick combination knee brace to the back of the head. Oh my god, and Nia Jax breaks up the pin. Not wanting to lose this match, kick to the midsection of Dakota Kai. Kai, though, not letting Nia get away with it. There's a snapmare over the top rope. Dakota Kai not looking very happy with Nia Jax, who delivers a thunderous clothesline to Kai. laying her out. Mickie James still out from that tag team move that Team Kick hit her with. And could now be looking for a Mickie DT. But Dakota Kai with a reversal. Forearm strike instead. Oh my god. And Mickie James now fighting back. Attacking the knee of Dakota. But Dakota Kai with a chiropractor to Mickie James. 1. Oh my god. And Nia Jax lays out the referee. And Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai now teaming up on Nia. Getting her out of that ring. Holy shit. There's a jumping DDT to Nia Jax, laying her out. Mickie James, though, still out of it. Referee trying to get back to his feet. Here we go. 1, 2, and Mickie James with the kick out. They just took too long. Tag made now to Tegan Nox. And a double super kick from Team Kick, who've been showing fantastic chemistry. If I was Fire and Desire or Boss and Banks, I'd be a little bit nervous. Bicycle knee with a knee brace. There's a Pele kick. Tegan Nox is on fire right now. Holy shit, what a return for her. Oh, went for a seated Meteora, but didn't get any of it. Mickie James now with a forearm, laying out Tegan Nox. These two women now back and forth. Oh, there's a neck breaker. And Mickie James could be looking to make a tag to Nia Jax. Oh, and she does it. I was going to say, which could spell out trouble for Tegan Nox, who just sprouted up. And there's a clothesline, taking down Nia, getting all fired up. Holy shit. And Tegan Nox now dumped on the floor, followed up by a leg drop by Nia. A very quick leg drop as well. And Nia Jax working on the shoulder of Tegan Nox, keeping her seated and grounded. Good strategy so far. Stay on top of things. Tegan Nox really needing to make that tag. And Nia now went for something. I don't know what. Forearm strike. Oh my god, and a super kick to Nia Jax. Laid out by Tegan Nox. And now Nia Jax in the corner of Team Kick. Tag made to Dakota Kai. We saw this earlier while the ref's distracted. There's the Team Kick finish. Pin on Nia Jax. Mickie James on the outside of the ring. Oh my god, Enziguri. But Nia Jax with the kick out anyway. It is taking one hell of a lot of fight to put Nia Jax and Mickie James away. But Team Kick are bringing it. And now tag made to Mickie James. Knee strike to the midsection of Dakota Kai, followed by both women there. And now a double suplex to Dakota. They found some way of working things out and actually teaming together very briefly before Dakota gets the upper hand there. Kick to the back of the thigh. And now running around the ring, Dakota Kai getting the momentum, and there's the kick to the face of Mickie James. It took a lot out of her though. If Dakota Kai could pick up a win against the women's champion of SmackDown, that would be mental. And there's a chiropractor. Oh my god. And Tegan Nox was moving so quickly, she almost slipped off of the ring. There's a zigzag. Nikki Nia, I don't know why I keep calling her Nikki, but they've won. Team Kick have won. So before we get to the main event, and it is one hell of a main event, we've got EC3 taking on Matt Hardy. Now for the main event, we've got Brock Lesnar in action, going up against Kevin Owens, former United States champion. After that match last week that Kevin Owens had with Ciampa, I don't know what position Owens is in physically, in terms of his health. But we'll find out when he takes on Brock Lesnar. Matt Hardy and EC3 have some history from their days back in Impact. But I don't believe EC3 has encountered Matt Hardy in this mental state. And of course, flanked by The Fiend, who picked up a dominating win at the beginning of the show. Bray Wyatt, members of Code of Honor, following the Code of Bray Wyatt. This cult-like following that Bray Wyatt has adapted so far. They were successful in tag competition, I believe it was against Gallus. Very, very, very strong match. And obviously we had Aleister Black and The Ascension kicking things off over on Raw until The Undertaker was involved. There's a snapmare driver to Matt Hardy, but The Undertaker has vanquished The Ascension. I'm not quite sure what that means, but they were the words said by Aleister Black. And Aleister now, very recently, did not enter with his Code of Honor gear, so I'm going to make the assumption that he's no longer part of Code of Honor, and Code of Honor is continuing on SmackDown. And there's a neckbreaker by the top 1%, who picked up a win last week against Elias in singles competition. Pretty damn dominant against him. And there's a flapjack. In the centre of the ring, you can see EC3 being flanked by Drake Maverick, former co-Raw GM. And Matt Hardy now with a clothesline, taking down EC3. EC3 won this year's Royal Rumble, if you didn't watch Royal Quest, and chose to face Drew McIntyre. In his words, not mine, but the man that he's got a better chance of beating, rather than facing Pete Dunne at WrestleMania, and I don't quite blame him. There's a quick 1 count there, victory roll up, playing a little bit of possum, and there's a clothesline all the way from hell, thundering against the neck of Matt Hardy, and there's a knee strike. Matt Hardy really struggling to get on top of things here. And repeated slaps from EC3, but a forearm by Hardy. And there's a neckbreaker out of nowhere, a snap neckbreaker in the centre of the ring. I'm going for a quick pinfall attempt on the #1 contender. And a kick out there just after 1. And now Matt Hardy working on the arm of EC3, but EC3 using that strength advantage to push himself off of the mat. And now, middle of the ring, there's an FTO. EC3 now waiting for Matt Hardy to get to his feet. And there he is, stalking him almost. TKO, or the top 1%. Whatever you want to call it, 1%er, it doesn't matter. Because it's just put Matt Hardy away for the 3 count. And here we go, main event time. And like I said, Kevin Owens will be taking on the Beast, Brock Lesnar. Oh, I punched the table. The Beast, who made himself apparent a few weeks ago when he attacked Kota Ibushi, sending a message to Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura made sure to stay clear of everything so far, but Kevin Owens making his way down to the ring now to face the Beast. And here he is, the Beast incarnate. He'll be at WrestleMania. We know that Paul Heyman has booked a match. It's going to be Brock Lesnar versus Shinsuke Nakamura, and he's added a stipulation to that match, and that stipulation is whoever loses leaves SmackDown. They can never ever return to the blue brand, which is going to be massive for both of the men involved in that match. So I imagine Brock Lesnar not particularly bothered about his match at WrestleMania. Kevin Owens tried to start this match by charging the Beast, but it didn't really work. Lesnar just sort of stood there. And again, Owens, with no luck, but it's like an immovable object hits an unstoppable force here. Oh my god! Until that unstoppable force launches a German suplex into the corner there. But now, Kevin Owens with a Michinoku driver to the Beast. But a quick kick out before the referee can even get his hand close to a 1 count. And Owens now getting crushed by the weight of Lesnar. This match so far, it had hints that it was going to be very, very one-sided, but now it's sort of evened out a little bit, and now it's leaned back into the one-sided frame. Brock Lesnar beating down on Kevin Owens, former double champion. Kevin Owens had a very, very good year so far, and could be on the way to being Superstar of the Season if we decide to do that. So at WrestleMania there's going to be a ladder match with the US belt on the line. An 8-person ladder match, I believe. Since we made the stipulation that there must be a ladder match at every single one of the big 4. Even if they do come thick and fast like they have this season. And we're going to find out... Sorry, that caught me off guard a little bit there. We're going to find out who the superstars appearing in that matchup will be next week. Paul Heyman already decided on who's going to be in that match. It will just be revealed to us in due time. And now Lesnar with a kick to the gut, looking for a powerbomb on Kevin Owens. We know Kevin Owens utilises that pop-up powerbomb. Oh my god! And Brock Lesnar keeping it cinched in, multiple powerbombs now. There's a trifecta of them. Brock Lesnar looking very pleased with himself now. Hauling Kevin Owens to his feet. Centre of the ring. Looking for an F5. 1, 2. And that is it. An easy main event win for Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar moves on to WrestleMania with ease almost. Paul Heyman there to congratulate him. We'll see what happens next week.